Good evening. How you guys doing? I'm back with some more nonsense and philosophy and whatever else, throw some more stuff out there. I got this idea that I want to share with you. Surprise, surprise, right? But I got this idea. And so, please understand that everything, to a degree, that I believe, I choose to live my life that way. I'm not saying that anyone should follow me. And hopefully you can figure it out without having to make all the mistakes I did and go as deeply into sadness as I've been, darkness, that maybe you can find, even though it's an off beaten path, maybe it was a little less overgrown. And I got this idea about how to do it, there's got another one for you. So, my philosophy states when something is hard, I lean into it. However, now that I've used those words to form a sentence, allow me to take that sentence and pull it all the way apart and expand it for you so you can see what that actually means when I say that. I lean into it when it gets hard. Now, we've expanded on some other ideas and concepts along the way here as we've been talking, and there's always been the idea that, it's got to be hard, right? It's got to be hard. And then I realized, for me, yes, it does. Yes, it does. In fact, I get too complacent and lazy if it's not just right on the cusp of live and dead. It's almost like this is the only place you're alive is right there in that. And I have the weirdest luck where I always seem to find myself time and again in these life and death situations. A lot of it's past tense, right? It's not like people are trying to kill me right now. But I realized that if I believe in free will, that I needed to redescribe and redefine and upgrade my definition in my head of why this is a core belief. And the harder my life's been, the more I've cared. In fact, you could say that the longer, every time I've had a choice, and we all have choices every day, right? I always pick the longer road. And I used to think it was because I was like, nobody's going to tell me nothing because I'm free. And I've always lived my life under that assumption, even nothing else. I'm free to make my own decisions. Period. I'm free. And under that understanding of being free, I always chose the hardest route, and mostly the route that nobody else wanted to take or thought was a bad idea. They didn't have, unfortunately for me, there wasn't some educated human being that could logically and rationally explain to me why I shouldn't go that way. And I could have probably saved myself, oh man. So I have a problem with the idea and concept of spirit guides. Were mine drunk for 40 years? Were they out getting high without me? Did they have a crack addiction that I was not prepared for or aware of? Were they strung out somewhere? Where the fuck were my spirit guides, right? I've always thought I was my own spirit guide. There can't be spirit guides directing my life if I have free will. At the best, they're in the fucking hookah lounge somewhere and they won't answer my calls. It's the best I could ever get out of it. This is really going to get into tangents this evening. I can't help it. And so I just lean into the hard lessons, right? And there's a purpose to this. So, what if, and this has just occurred to me, okay, so if you have faith that everything's going to work out, right? No matter what, it's handled. And no matter what, it's going to work out. And you're offered a choice. You can make a quick left and be whatever, right? All your dreams come true. Or you could go the long route. Everything's going to be fine. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Everything's perfect. But the party, right, is ready for you to be there. If you go this route, more people can come to the party. That was a weird mental shift to go through. To go from nobody tells me nothing to the idea that if I take longer and I dally more and I smell more flowers, that more of a balance will come from that. Like if I hold off my balance, it just keeps balancing, right? Because it's the opposite reaction. So I go, okay, I'll walk some more. And the universe is like, you really do that? Yeah. Why not? I'm already here. We already got this far. Let's just keep going with it. You don't mind? Nope. Nope. I don't mind sitting here. Not at all. A couple more years, even. I don't see a couple. Who knows? Why have an expectation on it? You think you can do better if I just sit still some more? Pfft, get her done. Why not? I like to party with people. I like to hang out. I like to do things that aren't just by myself. However, if we're in backwards land all of a sudden, right? And everything doesn't work the way it used to, and by just having faith that everything will work out and that you can further help other people if you just like wait. I don't know if I'm onto something or not. Maybe I'm just stoned. I don't know. It's really weird. I haven't had a lot of time to think about it today. Today, I was in this reality completely, mostly, almost the whole time. Got my kids today. Beautiful thing. Great times were had by all. It was a great day. You know, I took a day for me. Sometimes you need a day for you. And so, like, when I was having my day for me with my kids, which is just like, just makes the whole world glow, I realized that every time I hadn't, I don't know, I don't have any entitlement issues. I don't feel like I'm owed anything. I feel like I already own everything. I've ran around for years completely broke and homeless, telling everybody that they were broke and I was rich as fuck. I've been telling people that for years because what I have inside and my beliefs and how I treat the world and how I interact with it, it's fucking priceless. It's priceless. You can't buy it. Can't buy it. Not for sale, not ever. And every one of you own it. I don't own it. It's just this concept that anyone can accomplish easily. You know? But the idea that possibly by sitting still, that more balance can come into my life at least, right? Like it's a self journey, right? It's about self, right? And understanding self and connecting with self. And someone whispered one time that God is within, right? So that would mean like knowing yourself would be to know God. Whoa, did I just say that? Knowing yourself would be to know God. None of the prophets approved of religion. None of them. So that covers everybody that's listening. Nobody that you consider holy preached church, at all. In fact, one of my favorite rebels was the stories of Jesus Christ and going in there and telling the you guys are false, get the hell out of here, I'll kick you out of my house. And it was their church. And he's just like, get the hell, kicking tables over and shit, hung out with prostitutes, made wine for everybody. The dude literally made wine for everybody to get drunk. That was Jesus Christ. That was Jesus Christ. Broke, wearing sandals, fucking hanging out with prostitutes. That was Jesus Christ. Muhammad, same thing. Muhammad fucking was all about it, right? They deified him. Fucking even Bob Marley, man. And he hated white people. And don't you get down on me because he sure the fuck did. He was old school Rastafarian, and that's fine. I don't hate him for his views because the message of peace that he still put forth into the world was felt by everybody, regardless of his personal fucking feelings. His love was universal. Argue that. I think that inside every one of you is a prophet waiting to tell everybody else about how good their life is based on fucking faith. I don't think anybody's above anybody and nobody's below anybody. Everybody's just made a bunch of decisions that got them feeling a certain way. But it doesn't change the fact that the more you allow your inner balance to guide what your reality is, you don't make crazy decisions. You don't make bad business decisions. You don't pursue money over anything else in the world, period. Money ain't fucking real. Money's not real. Listen, when it was backed by gold and silver, it kind of was real. Kind of. Now it's backed by oil. And they print it. So if money isn't real and it's not the point, and realistically, if you sit down on YouTube and you watch some guy show you a process, you can literally learn a million different ways to make as much money as you want. I'm sorry, but that's really how it is. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it for you. You literally can pay to buy an AI bot and program it. You can pay somebody else to program it for you to write children's novels and get paid as a published author. That's one. I could sit here all night and show you different ways that you could make money if you really needed it, if it really mattered, if it wasn't. There's a bunch of ways to make money. And the money that you're striving over is backed by oil. And I just seen today, I just seen it. Hydrogen cell cars, 1,500 kilometers, 5 seconds to fill it up with water, 1,500 kilometers on one tank, using electrolysis and hydrogen gas mixed with air, just like they do gasoline, in the right combination to get the combustion to happen and the piston to go. The difference is the only thing that comes out of the exhaust pipe is water vapor. And every last trillionaire over oil and everything else is about to lose all their money. See, the bubble can't help but collapse because the very thing of the resources that everybody's relying on to keep control, technology defeats that. If one person creates a machine that creates vibrations, that can create molecules, it's over for everybody in the sell you something industry. If you can find the beauty and the joy within just because of how you live your life and not based on what somebody else is telling you, they lose control over your social status and your social standing and how you look at the world based on how you think people view you. If they can create molecules, they can create products. And if they can create products, they can create organs. And they can create organs, they can create new bodies for you. If they can create new bodies for you, they can create anything that you can imagine coming up with. And it's only the cost of making the first machine, because then you can make copies of that machine in the first machine. So the cost is only to make the first one. One, the number one. Just like I've been preaching and talking about. And it kind of does sound like it's preaching, but I don't have it. I don't have an outward God. I don't know how to connect with anyone because I don't have an outward belief at all. I don't have a single one. There's nothing that I believe in externally at all. Nothing. Just that I'm in a fucking video game and I'm playing it and I'm winning. I have no outward thing where I'm like, so I don't know how to connect with you guys on that and explain to you, you know, but like, it is what it is and it is what it isn't, you know? But being able to sit still, I think this is a wonderful thing. I was explaining this to my kids today. We were having a conversation and I told them that I thought this was heaven. And they were like, well, but the bad things. And I said, I know, but the only way that I've ever known something was bad is if it happened to me. And the only way that I've understood that something hurt me in my feelings or my body or my mind was to experience that pain and that hurt. That was the only way that I learned it. And someone could tell me till they're blue in the face, don't smoke cigarettes, but I gotta fuck my lungs up to quit smoking. I just quit. Said I was over it. I was over it. I wonder what that's gonna do as a world loop. Me quitting smoking cigarettes is tsunami. That's how I feel about it because I understand and grasp the basic concepts of quantum physics. I'm not gonna lie about it. In quantum entanglement, I completely understand how that works because I've eaten food and had energy for my body to go. If that's connected, everything else must be connected because I have no way. Like, oh, it's in. We live in liquid. Air is a liquid. Stop it. Gravity is a liquid. What? I don't know, but there's no liquid in space and there's no gravity in space. So how's that work out? I don't know. I guess I'm just dumb. I don't have any correlations of science that I look at, right? But when you start talking about things differently, it's weird. So, in conclusion, if everything in the world happens for a reason, my only question I guess I pose, oh, this is a good one, is do you choose to be the action or the reaction? Me, I'm an action. Movement. The flowingness of like everything that is always in movement. Action. Or is there something in your life that's having you react in a way that you know goddamn well you are not that fucking person? But it just keeps wearing you down. Are you in action or are you a reaction? And if you're in action, what action are you taking? Like, you got to figure it out for yourself. I can't tell you how to be. It's called free will. But there's some really fucking cool things that are involved with loving yourself, understanding yourself, creating a difference and a change in the world around you because of these understandings. I don't know a single person that doesn't think like me that's happy with their life. Or deep down, they honestly believe anything except they're afraid of death. Period. Doesn't matter. You know it. I know it. I'm not afraid of death. Fuck, feel like I died 100 times already just trying to live. And if I die tonight, I lived at least one day exactly as I was supposed to be in this reality. And that power right there, that I fucking grabbed it by the fucking reins and just rode that bitch as far as I could in the hopes of seeing one more sunrise just so I could ride again. That cycle of like learning and understanding and like just growing in all the ways it happens, like, so do you want to continue to remain a reaction, or would you like to become the action that drives your life? Go to your river, find your inner child, rekindle your imagination and that thing that you've always wanted to do, and fucking do it. And you ain't got to be perfect. You ain't gotta fucking nothing. And any motherfucker that shows up and says it's somehow, some fucking way, you gotta be a certain way, when the guy that probably told you about it had a goddamn face tattoo and cussed like a sailor, get the fuck out of here. Social constructs. It's the idea that you want to live and be an action and be a number one instead of a zero. You can't be alive if you're not in control of how and why and what and where and when reality interacts with you. It's not, I'm living in the 3D realm or reality, or fucking suck the fucking fat end. I'm experiencing something my mind's creating, and we're going to end it with science because I know you just tried to go left on me. Check it out. The way that you perceive light and images is on a half a millisecond time loop between the time that it hits your eyes and the time it gets to your brain. Half a millisecond is enough to program the whole world to self-destruct and shoot all the nukes at fucking once. Half a fucking millisecond. But somehow you're going to tell me that I, as a human, need a half a second to register reality, or half a second reality needs to register what I'm thinking. Which way the fuck is it? And prove me wrong. Go ahead. I want to hear it. I want arguments. I want conversation. I want to know what you think. Because I care. And I want to learn. If I'm wrong somewhere, if I got some little piece of information off, if someone says, hey, but what if we do it this way? And I'm like, you're a fucking genius. Expect that from me immediately, without hesitation. Props to you, and thank God I don't have to go all the way over there now, because you thought about going there. And that free will, that wanting to know what you have to share with the world, that's the point of philosophy to me. How do we keep having a conversation from different angles with different subjects that all kind of tie together, just to get somebody else to think about it enough to either at least argue against it for some reason? It can't be that big. It can't be that universal. It's human, right? So like, if it's just coming out of my head, someone's got to be able to fucking kick the soccer ball over the fence for me, right? Or join the team. One of the two. I'm going to keep putting these videos out. I'm going to keep talking to y'all. I'm going to keep expressing my weird little fractal view of what I consider to be a video game. And I found my main mission. And by finding my main mission, and joyously, I'm stoked. Everything I've been through, and I could do some cooler shit. Oh, yeah, I'm in. You know, I might do some traveling. Oh, man, I can't wait. I got all kinds of places I need to be. Right? That's how I feel about it. That's that joy, right? And I already have the joy that this is happening to me. It hasn't happened yet. I have the joy in the knowing it's going to. Full manifestation. Based on my soccer team that I was just telling you about, and you guys can sign up. There's a roster. Anyone's welcome to come. You can change any of the rules you want if you can out debate me on why we should, I'm in. I'm in. But one last thing. If you walk next to me, it's fucking war. The concepts and the ideas and the thought processes that I'm bringing forth into the situation from where I'm standing at, it's fucking war. And I didn't show up. I didn't fucking go through everything I went through to bend one fucking knee to nobody. I don't need to. I don't have to. I'm not going to. I don't want to. And that means war. And I'm really good at war. I am amazing when it comes to strategy. I have the patience of a mountain. I can win with a fucking pawn. And like, I don't know if it's going to be a long war. Might just be everybody shows up and talk it out, and then everybody's on the same team, and we just go about our business, and the world gets better. I don't know, but I'm gonna tell you right fucking now. In my head, trumpets sound. You know what I mean? Like the concept of like you have to suffer when you're a fucking miracle and you're supposed to have the best experience of your fucking life right now. The idea that somebody lied to you guys about that. It's war. It's war from every fucking angle until whatever it was that thought that it was tough doesn't even exist anymore. The concept of it existing is gone. We're not just talking about like rewrite somebody's family history. The very concept that the ideas behind even ever existed is going to be forgotten. Fucking war. When people think war, I don't know why they always think physical violence. It must be because to us, war has always been presented to us as people killing each other. Never thinking that controlling and manipulating and poisoning and all the other things, that's the real war. How much can we get people to accept hurting themselves and they don't die, but they just go through it? That's war. You guys, we've been getting war fucking raged on us for I don't know how long. Fuck if I know. I just say we could probably fix it. And I say probably because like the thing is like the idea that it needs to be fixed instead of just simply changed, that there needs to be a process instead of it's already happened. I think that's where I have the probably come in because it's like if time is subject to observation, then if everybody observes a different time, did the other time ever exist if people are observing something differently now? And I don't know for sure. These are all philosophies based on weird ways that I look at the world. I can't prove nothing. Maybe one of you can. Maybe you're having an experience and somehow you could prove the things I'm talking about. Me, all I know is I'm sitting very still and quietly and I'm like just listening. And all I can hear is like it almost sounds like have you ever watched any like fantasy adventure movies, things like that? And all of a sudden you just hear the sounds of like 10 million troops coming through a valley. Like that feeling in my head. Like, don't worry about it. Just hang out and get stoned. The army's on its way. Just hang out and get high. Don't even worry about it. I hope that if nothing else you took from this, that You do have the choice to take control of every aspect of your own life, regardless of the decisions you made up until the point you heard my voice. There is never a point in time where you can't decide to change any aspect of yourself and it's changed. There's no fucking darkness. There's just movement or stagnation. And if you're doing dumb shit, you're stagnant. Fucking get over it. Slap yourself in the fucking mouth. Go pick a fight at a bar and don't swing once. Just get your ass beat. If that's what you need, if you need to beat yourself up over it, fucking cool. But get it done. Be done with it. Be done with the bullshit. Change right now because you decided to in whatever way you see that you could change that makes your life fucking joyous. Not good, not evil, not for the law, not against the law. What makes you fucking happy? Start running towards that. Fuck what I have to say. Start running inwards towards whatever the fuck that is.